How low can you go? I'm a connoisseur of small hard. What do I have on this Cemreo box? Another box. And this one says Cemreo Phantom. What I have in here, it's a dirt cheap BFS reel. So this is I think under 130 grams casting reel that supposedly will have some BFS applications. So what I expect realistically of this reel, being able to cast crankbaits at least, and cross, at least cross, because usually cross you will cast it with like 2 grams and up of a bullet weight, a cheb weight, whatever it is, you will cast it with. So still small applications, sort of BFS, but if this is able to do it, I will consider it a success. I will not go with like 1 gram stuff. I will try, of course, but I'm not expecting this to perform very well under 2 grams because it's so cheap. And you know that is a cheap value that will stay. So this is not like the iStar Aurora, Solo King Acura, Kingdom Micro Monster that at some point you could get it for $30 and now they are just 50. So the real price point of this reel, I think it's like $22, $25. So I'm very eager to see if this can cover like 90% of my fishing. It will cover 100% of my light or ultralight bass fishing, because I usually fish with 2 grams and over presentation for bass, and it will cover my winter fishing for chub where I'm using crankbaits. But for a closer inspection of this bad boy, we will go to the table.
So now that we are on the table, we can really appreciate one of the best boxes that I have found in a while, at least from the writing standpoint. High-powered, clamp brake, durable material, design light, logical human, ratchet exact. All great buzzwords if you don't know how to speak English. We also get the gear ratio, so 7.1:1, and the line capacity is wrong because it doesn't say PE before it. In here we have the logo of the Phantom and even more good marketing phrases on the side of the box, but we'll let it slide because it's a $20 reel. So if we open the box, we can see what's inside finally. So it has some protection because the box just came like this on a bag. You have in here the quality control seal, the exploded diagram of the reel, that if you pause the video when I open the leaflet, you will have a blast reading all these small details in English. But let's put it aside, because even though it's a very cheap reel, the exploded diagram, it's very accurate. So it's not just a random one that they'll put in there just to look good. But let's look at the reel itself. So as you can see, it has that green with sparkles effect on the nylon body. The knobs are, I would say they are not good, but at least they are grippy. And now the usual sound check. So no clicking on the spool tension knob. And lastly, the clicker on the brake adjustment. That by the end of the video will not be working, but we'll get there. So now just taking the side cover off, just open the small latchet and twist it. the spool came out with no problems, and as you can see, it's not the shallowest of spool, but it's also not the deepest. If we take a quick measurement, it's around 22 millimeters on width, 28 millimeters on diameter. Inside you will have around 22 millimeters, and the shaft it's 34 millimeters. So compact spool, it's not the biggest, it's not the smallest, and if we weigh it, 5.8 grams against the 5.5 claim by the manufacturer. So again, we have a reel that it's slightly overweight, at least the spool, and now we will weight the reel. It should be 121 grams. I'm expecting it to be over. So no, it's actually on point. So they claim 121 and it's 120.9. Ergonomics in this reel are actually good. So I don't know if I can put it side by side. The overall footprint of this reel, it's a lot similar, and I'm not saying it's just a profile. If you take an overhead shot of this reel, it's very similar to Daiwa, so it's actually quite comfortable. Now I'm just testing the brakes to see if they have any effect on the reel itself. As you can see, with the brakes on maximum, the spool will stop almost immediately, and now you hear the clicking is gone. I'm just there screwing around with the adjustment and it's a goner. I'm seeing if everything is okay with the braking system, so it still works. It's just probably the metal wire that makes the noise that is out of place. The support has broken. I'm not making an autopsy of this reel yet, and if it's something that you would want to see on the channel, me opening up the reels, because I have swapped a lot of bearings off camera, but just leave a comment if you want me to autopsy the reels, if everything goes bad or if I upgrade the bearings. But this one is a goner, at least for now, the clicking on the magnet adjustment. But as you can see, the brakes work, and now I'll just fiddle a little bit with it to see if there's any play and tell you the rest of the specs on this reel. So you know it's a 7.1 to 1 gear ratio. It has 5+1 ball bearings. As you can see, it has a little bit of play on the knobs, but not too much, and not a lot of play on the wheel. So this is cheap, but it was made to be cheap. It's not made cheaply. So the process seems to be good. Only the materials are cheap, sort of like IKEA. But the rest of the stats, you will have a 4 kilo drag on this bad boy that I already put to use, as you can see on this little teaser. They are biting, which is a good thing. Yeah, it's casting the same as the others. So as a bait caster, it works with 2 grams. I would. And another one. Pulling a little bit of drag for some. Right. Let me close the drag because I need to pick this guy up. But I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.